Hi guys, welcome to Flying Grip Academy. Today we are going to discuss about Amazon CLI command. So there are two ways in order to create a AWS CLI. The first one is you can able to use your AWS console. Otherwise, you can able to use a putty. So now what I am going to do is I am going to create a one instance. You can able to create an instance also by using your AWS CLI. So now I am going to create a one in particular instance right now by clicking the launch instance. Here by clicking the launch instance, what I am going to do is I am going to create an instance. So now here I am going to launch Red Hat. So Red Hat Linux I am going to type. So now I am going to browse AMI which is a retire eligible. So now select the Red Hat Linux which is retire and make sure that is retire or not. So now I have selected the Red Hat Linux. So now I have selected the Red Hat Linux which is a free tier and instance type is T2 micro. So now what I am going to do is I am going to use a existing security group which I have already, which is a default security group. So now I am going to this particular security group and auto assign public IP is enabled. So here key pair name which you have already given to and click launch and install. So now if you are going to click view all instances, you can able to see this particular Red Hat Linux is still in pending state. So now if you are going to refresh, now it will be taking some time in order to get active. So now before that we are having a public IPv4 address and I have copied the public IPv4 address. Now I am going to open putty. So now what I am going to do is I am going to open the putty. So now I am going to paste the IP address inside the putty, and now what I am going to do is I need to change the font and color. So now I am going to click the Windows appearance. So now here I am going to change the font. So now click on the change font. So I am going to select bold and size is 18. So now you can change the color. So now you need to authenticate the key. Click on the authentication section, AUTH, and browse the PPK file. So now here I am having a, you want to open that PPK file and open. So now accept. So now login as. So here you need to login as EC2-user. So now it is going to authenticate and once if it is open. So now here you need to install the Python. So here we need to work with the CLI commands so that we need to follow these particular instructions which we are having. So already I have documented this particular scenario. By using this one, I am going to install the Python. Yum is a command which is used to install the Python. So now I am going to press enter. So now here you need to switch in for the root user sudo space su, so that now you have prompted to the root user which is hash prompt. So now install Python. So now it is going to install the Python. So it will be asking to download the packages. Click yes. Now it is going to take time in order to install all the packages which is under Python. So now it has completed all the packages of Python. So next one, in order to know the version, you can able to use a Python -" version or which version, which Python. So now it is going to show Python. Otherwise, you can able to type Python - version. So now it is going to show the Python version is 3.9.14. The next command you are going to install is mwget install. So now you are going to install mwget, so that by that you can able to install pip. So now yum install wget. So now you need to press yes, accepting the terms. It is downloaded. The next command you need to use is the package. So by using a wget, so we need to install the tar file. So now wget is used to download a file from the particular URL. So now here you are going to download the zip file tar.gz. tar stands for tape archive file. and gz stands for ggzip, which we are using right now. So now I am going to copy the URL and paste it here. So now it has downloaded the file. So now what I need to do is I need to extract that particular file. So now tar space xvf. Xvf stands for extract verbose file setup tools hyphen 7.0 tar.zip file. So now ggzip we are using. So I am going to paste that one. So now it has extracted successfully. So once it is extracted successfully, we need to go inside the directory setup tools. So cd stands for change directory setup tools 7.0. So now I have get inside the directory by typing the cd command, which stands for change directory. So now I need to install the setup.py.install. So that I am going to install that particular setup, so that it is going to install the file. So next you need to get bootstrap py. So copy the command and paste it. So now we have installed the bootstrap.py. So next command you are going to install is python get pip.py. So now it is going to show a warning. So now it has opened the permission. So now what you need to do is you need to install the AWS CLI. Pip install AWS CLI is a command which is used to install the command line interface. So now if it is not found, you need to right click this one and duplicate the session. So here type ec2-user. So now install pip AWS CLI. Now pip is being installed. So whenever some error has occurred, so this is the thing which you can able to use. So you can able to duplicate the session and close the session. So now we have installed the pip successfully here. So now if you want to know the version of AWS CLI, what you need to do is you need to type AWS _version. So now it is going to show the AWS CLI version. So now all the things has set successfully. So now in order to configure the AWS, what you need to do is you need to use a AWS configure. So I am going to type the command AWS configure. So whenever you are going to type the command, so it is going to ask access key ID. So you need to have a access key ID in order to use this one. So next it is going to ask secret key ID, which you should have. So next it is going to ask the default region, and again it is going to ask the output format and so on. And each and every time you need to set the access key, secret key, default and region name. So now what I am going to do is I am going to log in root user in another browser, AWS console. So I am going to sign into the console. So sign in as root email user. So once if you are going to log in by the root user, so then you need to go to the IAM user. So I am going to IAM user. So here number of users are 1. So now click on the user. So go to the security credentials. So now here you can able to create a access key. So you can able to create an access key. So now I am going to create an access key. Later on I am going to delete this particular access key. So now I am going to copy this particular access. So now I am going to open a new notepad. So this is a bad gateway which you shouldn't reveal the secret access key and secret key. So because they are kept as a secrecy. So this is a access key. So now this is secret key. So once this particular keys are lost, you cannot able to create the keys. So now I have saved the keys. So now you have created the access key and secret key for this particular user. So now both the IDs are active. So another one secret key nobody knows. So now I'm going to go here. So now what you need to do is, and you need to have access key, secret key, default region name. So the default region name is AP South 1. So this is the default region name. So copy the default region name here, and the next you should have a VPC. So now what I am going to do is, here I am going to open this terminal. So now I am going to type AWS configure. So now what is the AWS access key? Copy the access key. Without this access key, you cannot able to work with this CLI command. So now AWS secret key, it is asking, copy the AWS secret key and paste it here. So now it is going to ask the default region name. I am copying AP South 1. So now the default output format none. Click enter. So if you click the AWS configure, so already it has given access key. So just press enter. So secret key is done. So done, default region name is done, and default output format is none. Now what I am going to do is, I need to execute each and every command. I can able to create a instance version and all the things. So now if you are going to type the command AWS configure list, so now it is going to show the list, access key, secret key, region and all the things. The next what I am going to do is, if you want to configure, so AWS access key ID as a default access key, AWS secret key ID as default secret key, and AWS region AP South 1, and AWS default. So which particular PEM file which you are using, you can able to use that one and all the things. So now if you want to create an EC2 instance, so here what you need to create is, by using this particular command, you can able to create an EC2 instance. So now here I am going to copy this one, copy it and paste it in this particular notepad. So now here what we are going to do is AWS EC2 run instance. So now we are going to create a new instance. So now you need to have a image ID. So each and every content is separated by double hyphen. So now here image ID, we are going to type which particular image you would like to create. So and again double hyphen stands for separator, and again how many number of instance you would like to create, 1. And next here double hyphen instance type is T2 micro, and key name, so which key name you are using. So key name is Ubuntu, and which security group you are using. So now if you want to find out which particular security group you are having, so now you can able to go to the security group. So now you can able to find which particular security group ID you are having. So now you are using a default security group, copy that particular default security group ID, so and paste it here. So next subnet ID, so which particular subnet ID you are using. So now go to the subnets. If you go to the instance, You can able to click on that one. You can able to find the subnet ID. So you can able to, if you click here, it will be redirected to the subnet ID. So under the VPC section, you are having a subnets, and you can able to find the subnet ID. Already it has shown the 0C, this particular name. So 0C, 8D70 and so on. The same thing here we are having. I have copied this content. So now region is AP South 1A. So now copy the command and go to the CLI and paste the command. So now press enter. So now an instance has been created. So now you can able to refresh this one. So let us see whether the instance is created or not. So go to the EC2 dashboard, instances. So now a new instance has been created. So by using this particular CLI, we have created an instance. So similarly, you can able to stop the EC2 instance by specifying the instance ID. So now here I am going to stop the instance whose ID I am going to specify. So now I am going to copy the instance ID, and here I am going to paste the instance AWS CLI AP South 1A. So now here I am going to paste the instance. So now I would like the stop the instance ID. Here I am going to copy the instance ID. So this is the instance ID I would like to stop. So now copy the instance ID and paste the instance ID here. So now copy this command EC2 stop. Now I am going to stop that instance. So once the command is initiated and it is going to show the command, so it is going to the stopping state. Previous state was it is running. So now let us go to the EC2 refresh the page. So now it was in previous state is running, and now the state is stopping. So now if you want to start the state, and again what I am going to do is I am going to paste the command. So here instead of stop, and I am going to start the instance. So now it is going to stop the instance. So now by this command I am going to start the instance. So now the previous state is stopped, and now the state is pending, and again it will be going to the start state. So now it is in running state. The next command we are going to see is, so you can able to create a tags and you can able to describe the volumes. So now if you want to create any volume, you can able to create an volume. So now you can able to attach the volume, and again you can able to detach the volume, and you can able to delete the volume, and you can able to describe the key pairs. So now I am going to describe the key pairs which I am having. So now it is going to show the key pairs. So it is going to describe the key pair, and the key name is Ubuntu, and it is going to show fingerprint, and it is going to show the key pair ID and all the things. So if you are going to use a describe, so you can able to describe. So now if you are going to type the command ls space .aws, so now it is going to show two things. One is config and another one is credentials. So if you want to go to the config or credentials, so you can able to type the command cat space .aws/config. So now it is going to show the default region, so which is AP South 1. So now if you are going to type the same thing, credentials, it is going to show the access key ID and secret key ID which we have typed so far. So now if you want to type AWS configure help, so it is going to show the help. So now I am going to type AWS configure help. It is going to show a list of commands, so where you can able to see metadata and all the session token and every other commands. We can able to add model, get, list and set and all the things we can able to see. And you can able to create a bucket. So now what I am going to do is I am going to type S3. In S3 you can able to see there are no buckets earlier. Basically S3 is global. So here you need to create a unique buckets. So now in buckets, if you go to the buckets, so there is no buckets, no items are found here. Bucket is something like folder. So now what I am going to do is I am going to create a bucket. So here, okay. So now here I am going to create a bucket. So S3 move test to text 2. So now here I am going to create a bucket. Bucket name is S3. So now I need to create a bucket. So now instead of my bucket, I am going to create a bucket name GPR 123. So now I am going to create a bucket in S3 followed by this comment. So now it has created a bucket. So now let us refresh this particular Amazon S3 and go to create bucket. So but I am not going to create any bucket. I am going to view the bucket. So now the bucket is created. The bucket name is GPR123, which I have created the bucket. So next what I am going to do is I am going to execute the next command. So now I would like to move the bucket AWS S3 move test.txt to AWS test2.txt. So now it means we are going to copy the bucket. So now if you are using a command ls AWS S3 ls, it is going to show GPR123 which is present in your directory. So next what I am going to do is I need to create a file and I need to transfer from local to S3. So now here I am going to create a file cat hello. So now I am going to create a cat file hello.txt. So this is the file I am going to create. 1 2 3 4 5 6 is the message. Control D, Control C. So now cat hello.text if you are going to type, so it is going to show the message 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now I need to transfer that particular message. So cat hello.txt aws hello.txt to test2.txt. So now what I am going to do is I am going to paste it here S3. So now copy, so hello.txt to test2.txt. So copy it, paste. So okay, so GPR123. So my bucket was not there. So here you have created a bucket. So because GPR123, so in this particular folder test2.txt. So this particular file will be copied. So now if you go inside the folder, that particular folder will be containing a file. so which is test2.txt. In that the information will be 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it contains the information. If you open the command, so it is going to show access is denied. So you need to create a permission so that you can able to access that particular thing. So once if you are going to set the permission, so object for that particular object, read, write, public access, and you can able to everyone public access. So here you can able to read, write, so all the permissions. So you need to understand. So then save changes. So now if you are going to click test2.txt, so now this time the particular text will be opened. The message is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So in this manner you can able to copy local files, global files, and all the things you can able to create. So this is all about AWS CLI commands. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.